today?
We just need to reset, forget about that day, and just play our game, you know?
So, talking about playing your game, you guys are up against Nimbus here. Have you had a chance? These are a relatively new team. Have you had a chance to see what they can do?
Yeah, the last event they beat us. They are good, but we have a better roster now. It should be easy.
Oh, it should be easy. Okay, he's saying it's going to be easy. All right, I'm coming over here to you, Toddy, now. First time on the main stage. No pressure. But you guys showed up in New Orleans. First time, top 12. How you guys feeling right now?
Very confident. Recently a new addition with handles. We're 10 times better now.
Now you're the owner. You guys were talking about how you guys are like a family. You guys are like a band of brothers. I saw map 3 there. You dropped the first round against Rise, and then ripped off 7 straight. Talk about that brotherhood and how you guys are going to bring this here to this main stage.
Just that last match, it was just basically composure, having faith in one of your teammates, and that's it.
First time on main stage. You're up against Fire and Ice. How's this going to go? He said it's going to be easy. 2-0. How you feel about that, Chochi?
2-0.
All right, well, we're going to see how it goes down. Fire and Ice, Nimbus, lock it up.
My name is Jose Luis Ibarra Jacome. My gamer tag is Choche. I play for Fire and Ice Man. I really love the feeling of competing because, you know, I feel hyped, I feel ready, I feel excited, you know. I really love this, you know, this is my passion. I have been playing like for 10 years. I always dream with this, and I am living my dream. I don't feel pressure, you know. Fire and Ice give us confidence, and they know we can do it. We are here to win, we are here to prove people wrong, and we are here to defeat everyone.
Yeah, right? I'm no longer by myself. Obviously, you know, we got some more international casters coming through. I love this as well.
And here are your match picks. First up, they will be for this in series.
Yeah,
So,
I think.
bro,
You've covered it.
Or Fire and Ice.
It's got to be Nimbus. It has to be Nimbus. The way they played against Rise, the way they walked through the open bracket, yeah, it's Nimbus for me.
Oh, all right. Here we are with the first map of the series on Forge Blitz. PR and Benson, take it away.
Excited for this one. Of course, we kickstarted day 2 here in San Diego with a fantastic game 3. Hopefully we get another close game here, PR. I want to see some more game 3s today.
I want to see a game 3. When I was watching Fire and Ice yesterday on Bravo Station, I was kind of a little disappointed. They came out flat. They weren't. It didn't even look like they were playing their game. And I want to see them show up here. It's a long mountain to climb here against Nimbus, but they do have a chance.
And again,
has a chance.
I feel like these early rounds are going to be important for both Fire and Ice. Already touched on Nimbus. First time on main stage. What an experience that's going to be for them. But for Fire and Ice, have to exploit that. That's a little bit of a weakness, if you will, in quotation. For me, you want to see them come out all guns blazing, but early on, that isn't going to be the case. Demise already finds himself a double, and if you're Nimbus, you're happy with the start.
What I really like about this Nimbus squad is they play how they want to play, and they don't really care if it's an online way to play or whatever. It works for them. He's so far, but B-God taking him out. And B-God on the side, let's talk about Fire and Ice. This B-God guy, in the loss yesterday against Rise Nation, I think it was kind of a blowout. He still almost dropped 30 kills.
Wow. Impressive. One hill advantage in favor of Fire and Ice.
Yep, and they do have the lead, so it's just going to get bigger and bigger. It's their opportunity to tie it up here in a 4v4. Choche taking out Force as well. That's a big takeout right there. Force, Demise, and the Handles. 3 great players. As I say, that Handles taking out Choche and Toadie with one for himself. This is where you can expect Nimbus to start to try and pressure up, but they got to be careful if they do it, especially if they're using numbers doing it by themselves. But Handles doesn't need anybody.
He really doesn't need his teammates in that situation. 1v2 now. Trick Count Domination coming in for Nimbus. I think it'll look in. Not just yet. The contention comes in for Fire and Ice, but Handles is still there, finally traded out. Still 2 more teammates in a position to try and close this one out. It all comes down to involving. Can he produce the goods when he needs to? Manages to at least neutralize, slow down the bleeding. But again, you need to pick up those kills. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do so. I had worries about Nimbus on their first match on main stage. Well, they answered them there, winning that first round.
So far, Demise and Handles. When I watch players like this, where they just show no fear, they're all the confidence in the world. Once they hit that first shot, they go in for the kill. When I watch that type of thing happen, it just makes me laugh because I can only imagine what's going on in their head.
Good first round, of course. Now, heading over to weapon placement. Anything you saw really in round one, PR, that you think, okay, maybe Fire and Ice might want to try and change a fight, maybe?
Not too early, but, you know, the opening fight showed Demise getting a two-piece right off the bat. You just want to make the adjustment to make sure that doesn't happen again. But if they get steamrolled in this round again, that's when I start to worry about the weapon placements. Are we going to switch it up and try and make them play for a different position on the map?
So, as you were from round one, heading into round two, kick things off with B-God. You can see already some Lancer shots going down over towards Toti. Has Crystallized in front, but it's that fight up top. Looks like Toita has actually been forced away, and well, he's actually being hunted down as well. Finally, Demise decides to just back away a little bit from that one. Didn't want to over-dedicate himself to that gunfight. Toita is still in a pretty decent position here.
Yeah, a lot less action than we saw before, but Toita is knowing to back out. Doesn't need to really stay for it. But if you see on this overhead map, it does look like Fire and Ice is already pressuring for the triple cap. There's 4 members of Nimbus alive. I don't know how they can get this. As you see, Handles getting a kill on Choche, getting another double kill. I think that's 2 or 3 already in this matchup.
And now all of a sudden, if you're Fire and Ice, you have to be so worried about the counterattack from Nimbus. You can see they get the 3 kills defensively and instantly put the pressure on the map. B's being capped, A's being capped, and Fire and Ice scrambling back towards their home hill to at least contest, make sure they don't get trip capped in what was their initial aggression, and I don't think they were going to be able to get that. That should be a trick up domination from Nimbus, and that was beautiful to watch. The way they turned that around, they said, you want to try and triple cap us? We're all alive. What are you doing? That is not going to happen. They pick up 3 kills and instantly turn on the aggression.
They're just playing too fast right now. Fire and Ice just needs to slow it down a little bit and get back to more of a strategic outlook. In my opinion, Nimbus is more mechanically skilled than Fire and Ice, so you got to figure out different ways to gain your advantage.
Yeah, just running at them and going for a trip cap with everyone alive. Probably not gonna end very well there. That's for sure. His Handle's currently sitting top of the leaderboard there for Nimbus. 9 kills to his name. Good first couple of rounds, that's for sure. Again, you know, I had a couple of worries about how are they gonna handle themselves first game on main. Well, they're playing pretty flawlessly so far. No signs of nerves whatsoever. It's Demise up top. I mean, that's a great way to start the fight. Toides goes down, now all of a sudden involving in a 2v1, less scrambling for his life. Demise says, thank you very much. I have full control up top.
Demise, I've seen him do that 2 out of the 3 rounds so far. He just runs straight across and goes for that back A. I don't even think he's going for a smoke for himself. That's what makes it go faster. And Handles trying to take a 1v1 against Crystallized. Crystallized is trying to get something going for himself, gain some momentum for his team. Fire and Ice do have a 2-hill-to-1 advantage over Nimbus, but I could see Demise and Force trying to push somebody out and get their home back.
Stands A and C, as you mentioned, PR, currently under Fire and Ice control. Nimbus just controlling that B hill for now, but still very early in the round as it looks like Force wants to try and take that fight. Has a teammate in support, but B-God finds one. Can he find anything else? Now all of a sudden it's a 2v1 in Fire and Ice's favor. However, this fight lasting a lot longer than arguably it should. Demise done wonderfully just to stay alive. He said, why are you guys taking so long to kill me? Finally it comes through, but bleeding a lot of time there and a couple of extra resources over towards that fight.
He didn't even get hit bouncing around. If he could have came out with 1 kill, that's a 100% win. But his team needed to play for something while he's keeping the rest of them busy, but it does look like Fire and Ice finally gaining some footing in this matchup. When you look at the score, they're beginning to pull away with it, around 40-point lead, but Force try and hide. It does look like they're just trying to overextend for the moment, try and get 2 hills. They do know that Fire and Ice is set up towards B, so they have a little bit of an advantage here if they try and push by themselves. Choche going to shut that one down. Fire and Ice does look hot in this round.
Should be able to retake their home hill at least, claim that prize back. As I say that though, Choche is going to fall. Finally Crystallized, able to trade that out as his Demise. Toti goes down as well. Handles drops. Fire and Ice in full control of this round. They have the point lead. They now have a 2-to-1 hill advantage. They have a numerical advantage as well. You could honestly expect them just to fly forward here, put a little bit of pressure here on Nimbus, make them make an impressive play. It's just Force alive. He falls, and Fire and Ice realistically here should get this trip cap.
They can somehow kill Demise before he gets the touch. No, he actually gets the touch and the kill. That's going to reset the timer, give somebody else an opportunity to get the touch, and this is an opportunity for Nimbus to finally fight back. We see them do it the round prior. Can they do it again? Toti falls, Handles falls.
Is he going to get that?
Trying to sneak to B. He's not going to be able to get there in time. All they need is maybe a 1 second, 1.5 seconds to prolong that, and they would have got that touch. Great job by Nimbus there, but even better by Fire and Ice to close it out.
Yeah, the right play, of course, overextending over towards B. Just needed his teammates maybe to buy him an extra second, like you mentioned, PR, and then all of a sudden may have been able to touch that B hill and prolong the round a little bit further, but it's definitely fair to say Fire and Ice in full control of that round, really since it began, and rightfully getting their first round win on the board. 18-second respawn as we head over to round number 4. Again, a quick glance at that scoreboard. Crystallize, 11 kills. Handles, 11 kills. Both those two players. Top slayers for the team. Definitely players to keep our eyes out on here in round 4.
You see the instants down in the middle. That's going to make it where players have to more so focus on those instants rather than cutting, maybe trying to get a flank. Maybe they'll play aggressive towards the underpass. That's typically what you see. You see the smoke coming out from Crystallize, trying to gain some position on his opposition, which is Nev. Toydez taken down Demise, forced with the trade. So a little bit of a 1v1 up top, a little bit stalemate action, but B-God was to be the first player to pick up the instant with Force grabbing the frags.
Evolving, just backs away out of that smoke and rotates over towards his teammates who were fighting over towards B. Problem, however, a couple of Fire and Ice players have fallen. Evolving was actually the last man alive there for a brief moment. You have to look at the rest of the map. The trip cap could come through, and Evolving was almost baited back out up top. He had to rely on his teammates now to do some work. You can make the argument he should have rotated over towards a home hill just to kind of play it safe. And Crystallize left 1v3, fighting for A. He's going to drop. B-God now off spawn. He's going to try and push through. There's one. Can he find anything else? So fighting again through the smoke, buying time. Choche there to support. Still a very scrappy fight as Choche ultimately drops, as does B-God. Again, the trip cap domination coming through. You would like to see Evolving maybe try and make a play elsewhere, but he seemed almost in no man's land in that situation.
One thing I'm noticing about these teams as well, when they're getting triple cap, they're not necessarily getting the trades they need. We saw one kill right there randomly. But if you look on the flip side, when Nimbus was getting triple cap, they traded multiple people out, and that's how they were able to stay alive and push their numbers out. Because a lot of people don't know, when you're on defense, when you're getting triple cap, you want to get those trades because that forces the enemy team to spawn up across the map. But if you're the one not getting the trade, you're just dying for no reason.
Yeah, essentially. As Nimbus 3-1 advantage. 20-second respawns now, and it has been a cool, calm, and collected map number 1, really, from the Nimbus squad. Only one small falter, which is, of course, the Fire and Ice round win. As now we head into this round, want to keep our eyes out, really, on this fight up top. Seems like it has really been Nimbus in full control of it, despite a first blood coming in the previous round from Evolving. This time, Force, though, we're going to try and take a different approach to this fight. Have both players completely pinched, and all of a sudden the fight going a little longer. The team kill doesn't help. Evolving shuts down this team Toydez, and again Nimbus take control of up top.
100%. Even Jeff getting those instants in that middle, so they do have a little bit of advantage right there, especially with Force tagging a frag, making sure if anybody goes up there to try and get that cross from down low or button, whatever they fancy, they're going to run into that frag, and if they don't see it, that's a free kill for no reason. That's going to give them a 4v5 on the map to push forward, but B-God taking out handles. You see the members of Fire and Ice beginning to push up. Demise taken down next. Revive coming out. Toady trying to get a trade, but he's taking out. Numbers going in favor of Fire and Ice, but as I say that, huge frag coming out.
2v2. For a brief second, players of Fire and Ice coming up spawn, of course. Now Force trying to take that fight. Not going to be able to win it, though. Toydez with the pick. Quick glance, of course, at the situation on the map as it stands. Nimbus with a 2-1 hill advantage. B, however, is being contested and neutralized here from Fire and Ice, and they can smell that there may be a brief option, but of course, Jeff still with that instant in hand. Can he at least find one? It would be great. Trying to lay the cap over towards A. Ultimately does fall. Crystallize with the pick, and now all of a sudden Fire and Ice in a good position here to try and challenge again for that trip cap.
Yep, but you got, like I said, you got to be careful for these trades, because if Nimbus is trading too much, you need to go ahead and abandon the triple cap opportunity, and then you begin to play for slays or map positioning, something like that. Like I said, you can't go for that triple cap just yet, as long as they're spawning up to get these trades, and Toady and the rest of Nimbus are doing a good job prolonging the round, but handles, you got to question, what is he thinking on this side of the map? He's not really going for B, and he's forced to fight against Evolving and that overkill, I believe.
You're praying that your teammates do the job without you, and Evolving rightfully just kind of backs away. He says, I don't even need to fight this. Let me just back away, force you to come to me. You're not even close to contesting the B hill. And 14 kills. Playing very, very well for Fire and Ice, and I'm sure they love control control, PR.
Yeah, for the most part, more control, but that strategy on the side of Fire and Ice, being able to squeak out 2 rounds, it's not the end of the world, because a couple of those rounds, Nimbus should have even lost another one, so it could be 3-2 in Fire and Ice's favor.
Definitely could. As Demise up top, it's going to be able to clean up Toydez. Once again, Nimbus winning the up top fight so consistently throughout this first half, and as you can see, it looks like B-Hill is going to be...
You can either one of these teams realistically can win the round at any moment. Crystallize.
Oh no, choke. Oh no.
Oh my god, is he gonna be able to get it? Put full red himself. It does look like this is the way the match is turning out. This is exactly the story of the match right now.
I was like, wait, what? See ya, just backs away. Another 2 players go down for Fire and Ice, and now you're left in a 2v4. Briefly, B, the only hill currently not under Nimbus control. The pressure is coming. You see 2 players flying towards the hill. They still have resources elsewhere, but it's involving Sneaky. Makes his way over towards A, goes for the decap. Actually, just hang around here and try and go for the cap himself. It's a 1v2. Needs to produce a moment of brilliance. That isn't going to be the case. He falls to the ground and should be cleaned up very, very quickly, but you can see Toti, he was in a gunfight with Choche, which he ultimately wins, and now Bigot flying towards a hill. He's in a 1v3. Teammate in support is going to be Crystallized. Can he find a couple of kills? Yes, he can. That's 3. Looking for 4 to try and save the game. Not going to get it. Demise clean. Did he do enough to buy time for Toydez now to try and take the 1v1? No, he doesn't. Demise clutches up when he needs to. Nimbus going up 4-2 at the half.
If he somehow wins that 1v1 and at least even prolongs it just a little bit, I go back to those trades I was talking to you about. Sure. There's nobody else from Nimbus there to continue that triple cap. So if he just prolongs it a little bit, even if he dies, that's another 1v1. There's really no way to keep that going if you somehow win that. And so great job by Nimbus and Demise, actually. Demise is actually putting on a show. He's winning those up top fights. He's winning the down low fights. Him and Handles, he got 15 and 13.
Looking very good, that's for sure. Looking almost like main stage's home sweet home for this team, which is exactly what you want to see if you're a Nimbus fan. I know there's a fair amount of them out there.
Triple cap for Nimbus. They extend their lead 5-2.
12-second respawn, doesn't matter. They're going to take the fight straight into their base and get the kills and also get that trip cap domination, and all smiles and they're on the side of Nimbus, rightfully so.
Say, if you really don't know what to do, if all your strategy isn't working, it depends on the map, but a map like Forge Blitz, just put a boom shot up top. That takes all strategy out the window. You need at least 3-4 people up top, and it's Smoke Fest similar to Reclaimed Initials.
Fair enough. Of course, a boom shot was placed. A potential Fire and Ice comeback is on the cards here. Crystallized finds the pick. Jeff fell. Fire and Ice, after the initial dust settles, will have that 2-1 hill advantage. They're earning themselves a little bit of a point lead, but nothing to get too excited about if you're a Fire and Ice fan. This round, of course, has only just begun. A quick look over towards Toti. He's just waiting, and all of a sudden the round just kind of slows down a little bit, almost becomes a game of chess, if you will.
Yep, and this is where Fire and Ice should know that, okay, Nimbus has to make the push. I think we have one more boom. I do believe Crystallized might have it. Actually, no, he used it, picked up a shotgun. Yeah. But he knows we have to push to us. If I hit them, I kind of have a person up top ready to press the button. But even Nimbus has control of the button, so Fire and Ice does have to fight on E to defend this hill. They see it all as decap. B-God getting a kill on Handle, so that's first blood in this exchange. Choche going down. Almost another kill as Toydez basically trading, but he's the one that goes down instead of dying. It does look like Nimbus is going to lose this fight, but Force, not if he has anything to say about it, getting a kill for himself.
I was going to say, that was a smart play from Force. Recognized the only way really of prolonging that fight and giving them a chance was to actually try and force the engagement, and all of a sudden, with a flick of a switch, Nimbus, they will take control of the mid-neutral, and you can see the instant aggression coming in from Force. Recognize I have a teammate on their home, I'm going to go for it. There's one, can he find the second? No, he can't. Is there support coming in from Jeff? Not close enough. And Nimbus in this situation, you would expect maybe just back away. 33 to 130, but that is going to buy Nimbus at least a little bit of time. And all of a sudden, with Toti rotating, it's over towards that new boom, which Toydez kills himself and a teammate. It gets Force, so a negative 2-1 trade, if you will, involving scrambling away. And again, Fire and Ice 2-1 hill advantage, but you have to keep your eye on the score. So crucial, and you can even go back to
involving
the
boom. If he hits that boom on Handles, Handles is not going to double kill Fire and Ice, wins the round.
Yep. Simple,
And,
right?
and this is the course of the season that I've been noticing. A lot of players' boom shots have been some of the worst boom shots I've seen this season.
You're the guy that said it. I didn't say it.
100%.
That was PR.
If anybody dares to challenge me, let me know. We can bring up the footage and watch people miss boom shot after boom shot.
Bring out the body. It's definitely been a little inconsistent. That's definitely fair to say. Another prime example. And to your point, if you look at the bigger picture of that missed boom, ultimately what this Jeff, who is down, involving cleans out Jeff. The second player will also fall. That is Totti. So for once, it seems Fire and Ice with a little bit of control over the situation.
They just need to win the mid game. And then that makes it a little bit easier to close out. But if you start to falter in the mid game, even if you won the initial, then that's where it begins to get hard for you because you're forced to fight back and the time is not on your side and then it just becomes harder and harder and everything is against you. But if you could somehow make these holds happen, maybe block Nimbus's first retake attempt, it could look good. But the Demise already getting a kill on Crystallize, so this is looking good in this round already for Nimbus to make a retake.
And of course, the round has only just begun, so it's not as if Fire and Ice have been able to earn themselves a massive point advantage. We'll see if Nimbus want to try and push this. E maybe the...
Well, if they continue on undefeated, they might end up in the winner's bracket. When you take a look at Nimbus, I mean, they have so much firepower. Fire and Ice just couldn't contain him at all. Handles had his way with every single player on that team. What did they do that was so right in that matchup?
Oh, for me, it was just shot selection.
Yeah.
They were coming out. They were obviously very, very technically skilled. This is
Their
a squad that
pretty good.
any squad in this pool player are going to be looking for a good game against. And yeah, the shot selection from Nimbus was just way better than Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice looked panicked. They looked nervous.
Yeah, PR, it was almost as if Fire and Ice couldn't handle the chaos that Totti and crew brought to them. Whether it was up top by the button, just down low, anywhere on the map. They pushed in numbers like an Optic Gaming. This AM team looked more like a pro team than most pro teams do, if that makes sense. Heading forward, how well do you see this team doing in the tournament if they continue this level of gameplay?
If Nimbus can continue to play where they're playing right now, they're going to be a threat. They're instantly, in my
100%.
opinion, top 8 team, can fight for top 6, especially depending on how the bracket plays out.
Yeah, and Ben, on the other side of Fire and Ice, we saw Crystallize missing chunks. We saw bad boom shots. Bad, terrible boom shots. Well, what needs to happen right here, right now? Because if they don't pick it up, they're going to go without winning a single game in this pool.
I feel like at this point, you got to go back to basics. You got to start hitting your shots. Simple as that, right? Forget about, all right, we got to make sure we're doing a 3-2 split. We got to make sure we're
basics.
Forget that. Hit your shots. If you're missing point blanks, if you're missing easy booms, which is essentially what we saw, you're not going to win. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. You can play against the desk right now, and if you're not hitting your shots, we're probably going to win.
Yeah, I'm undefeated in these Thursday night
I mean, we got some pro players.
Yeah, you are.
Maybe. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big congratulations to Nimbus for their Map 1 win. We have a long ways to go, but before we head into Map 2, I say we learn a little bit more about Nimbus.
My name is Sean Panasuk and my gamer tag is Handles. I play for Nimbus. Nimbus is a really dynamic team. We have a whole bunch of different personalities on the team, and I feel like we just mesh together well. When we're all hitting our shots, it's really something dangerous. You don't want to play us when we're hitting all our shots. I feel like we have a lot of young talent, but I feel like we have the wisdom as well. Well, I feel like I'm more of a supporting slayer. Like, I shoot for my teammates, but if I have to get dirty, I will. Anybody that has to doubt us, you motivate us, you push us forward. So if you think you're holding us back, you're really doing the opposite. You're helping us. We feed off of it. Pray you don't have to play us.
And there you have it from the hot hand himself, Handles from Nimbus. But we're going to kick things off on Map 2. PR and Benson, take it away.
It must be said, Handles, fantastic Map 1. Can he do it again, though, in Map 2? Because these guys, I mean, now it's going to get very real very quickly, PR. It's not like, oh, yeah, we made it to pool play. Yeah, that's good and all, but now all of a sudden you can be making it to the winner's bracket of a championship bracket. It's very, very different.
Yeah, 100%. And last event, when they got eliminated by United, I do believe a couple of the maps were actually really close. I think Nimbus did throw away some free rounds.
Elsewhere on the map, you can see the big fight going over towards C. For now, Fire and Ice still alive.
Yep, and this is the story of this matchup right now. It just doesn't look like Fire and Ice can just handle getting past the initial part of having to hit your shots like we spoke about right now.
Wow.
They're not even getting to the part where they can play their strategies and play those games because they're losing off the initial and then they can't even get 5 up to retake after that, or at least, you know, that's what the story has been.
It's just consistently Fire and Ice at a disadvantage, right? It always, and it's just Nimbus doing a really good job of just trading out those kills when in those situations, you know. Whenever they're in a 3v2, they at least make sure they're coming away with even deaths, if you will. As a quick glance at the scoreboard, you can see only 2 kills from Fire and Ice in that first round. 1 from Crystallize, 1 from Involving. Another good start to Nimbus, carrying that momentum from map number 1 straight through here to Lift.
Bulldogs up top. I don't think that's going to play too much of an impact in the early game as much as it will in the late game, especially if there's an opportunity for either team to set up. But I do think the advantage might go to Fire and Ice when it comes to that Bulltog.
So far, the pace from Nimbus has been damn near perfect. And they keep it up, though. 3 players from Fire and Ice over towards the mid-neutral hill. They will claim their prize and back away. No one falls. Still ready, but they need to gap. There's a little bit of a pinch coming through here from Nimbus, and Toyda's left scrambling away. Mize wants to push through. B-God has dropped, and this is kind of what we keep talking about. Every single time there's these skirmishes, consistently Nimbus coming away, and now all of a sudden, trip cap domination coming through. Toyda's has to try and make a moment of magic occur over towards B. Has a teammate in support. There's going to be the first kill. Needs to clean that up and then focus potentially on Handles. Handles forcing the 1v1 fight after already winning his 1v1. Toyda's goes down. B claimed once again by Nimbus. This for the trip cap domination. Is anyone going to contest a hill elsewhere? No, they're not. Nimbus looking fantastic in this matchup.
And they just seem like they're waiting to get this match over with. You see them laughing, having fun on main stage. Yeah, talking about who's the. I do know they play Echo Fox next. So.
That's who's next. Okay.
To me, this is more of a. You can't let this get in your head if you know you do somehow close it out here in 2-0 Fire and Ice. You just can't let this get in your head when you go up against Echo Fox.
It's also an important matchup, right? Because think of it this way: if they were to lose this, you then go in that matchup against Echo Fox, knowing you need a win to go into winner's bracket. You kind of win this, it's almost pressure off in that sense. You're then just fighting for #1 seed and #2 seed. So you can maybe get a little bit more comfortable, if that makes sense. So I would argue that there's actually a lot of pressure here for Nimbus to close this one out. And a 2-0 lead, they seem to be handling all of these first, playing on main stage for the first time. And that pressure, of course, of knowing you're essentially qualifying for a championship bracket. They're handling it very, very well, PR. It's a delight to watch.
Yep. And you see them throw the boom shot down, or at least Fire and Ice put that boom shot down. They're trying to do that typical, you know, throw the boom shot down, force the fight, win the initial, win the round. But it turned out Nimbus actually won the round before we can even finish, you know, introducing this round.
They're being played out of San Diego right here. They may as well just go straight home if they're playing like this, because I'll tell you right now, this Nimbus team are looking fantastic. These rounds are over almost as quickly as they've begun, and the scary thing to me here is Fire and Ice don't have a clue how to stop it. They haven't shown us any answers at all.
I see 3-4 faces, barely any talking, barely any adjustments. What it seems like. I'm obviously not in their comms.
Of course.
But with lack of lip movement right there, you know, not really talking to each other, that's not how you're going to get back in this game.
I mean, when you're getting your ass beat, it's pretty hard to get excited or at least get vocal, right? I mean, the guy's definitely looking quiet as Nimbus cruising through map 2, a 3-0 advantage. It feels like we only just loaded into map 2 itself. Is on board with Choche now from Fire and Ice. Can he be a catalyst here for a potential comeback from Fire and Ice? Involving traded out from First Blood. It was the Mines that instantly got that kill. Handles with 1, Crystallize goes down, and Boom has been picked up by Toyda's. Toyda's instantly drops. Choche with a trade over towards Force, and now looking for potentially more here. Can he find it? Demise still in a position to pull out his Lancer as they try and get both these 2 kills. There's the first. Wonderful stuff from Nimbus. However, Handles does drop, so you're essentially left in that 1v1 skirmish for a little longer until the reinforcements arrive.
Tody with the M-bar. Boom shot still down on the floor. Demise is going to get it, knowing that he possibly has help for the revive. There you go, Jeb. I just know, like, when you go for something like that, you got to know you have the backup. So smart play by him to get that boom shot. Crystallize picking up that M-bar, so it does look like the majority of the power weapons are in the hands of Nimbus members. You see jump on board Tody here in a fight, trying to land an M-bar. He's going to get taken out. So Fire and Ice doing a good job of eliminating 1 of 2 power weapons off the map.
Also, don't forget the score here, 67-0. We're getting to that point where Fire and Ice, they do need some points, right? Of course, yes, you can say, oh, well, we'll just win on a trip cap domination if nothing else, but Nimbus controlling it from the beginning. You can see now they're trying to lock in that home hill setup. A and C both locked in for them. and just be under Fire and Ice control. This round is going to get away from them if they're not too careful.
And this is what you were kind of talking backstage about, like the win times right now. This is one of those situations where Nimbus can win off of one hill. As long as they don't get both of their hills decapped, they can just cruise, kind of sit back, relax, especially with a boom shot in your hand. You know they're not going to be able to break the hill, especially initially.
Well,
you know,
unless we see a wild boom just kind of fly across the map.
Which,
you never know.
Which is 100% possible.
It is. You never know with how some of the booms here in San Diego have been going off. But now, a quick glance over towards Choche. Nimbus still in the driver's seat of this one. 135 to 48, still a 2-to-1 hill advantage. And if you're Nimbus, you just absorb the pressure in these situations. You say, that's fine. You got to come to us. We're ready and waiting. We are set up in a position where we feel we can just defend and even just out-rotate, and that's what you're seeing now. As finally Fire and Ice apply pressure over towards A, Nimbus has already put pressure over on the other side of the map towards B to try and keep that 2-to-1 hill advantage, but if the kills come in, honestly, Nimbus could go for a trick cap domination, so you have to be careful with your Fire and Ice. Luckily, though, they stay alive, but keep your eye on that score PR, 174 to 60.
And they got the boom shot. Using one to take out the Mize. They can get two. They do need to neutralize B. If they're even going to get close to getting back into this game, we see Choche trying to rotate that boom around. You see him continuing to active. He's going to eventually get that active reload when it's time to get into that fight.
Gotta go. Gotta be quick. 193. Still, Nimbus surviving just off one, and with B-God going down, Choche needs to produce a moment of brilliance, and, well, that wasn't it. That's for sure. 2-0-1. Now Nimbus, they lock down their home hill as well. 2-to-1 hill advantage. Nimbus outclassing Fire and Ice in every aspect here of Gears of War.
100%. You look on this side, they're talking to each other, they're having fun. They're even making, I would think they're even making adjustments, or at least talking to itself about what they're seeing about this Fire and Ice squad and how they can capitalize it. And it's working 100% for them. But on the side of Fire and Ice, I want to see them at least try something different. You know, you're down 4-0. Maybe you're going extra aggressive. 5-man over. Something different, because right now nothing's working.
You need a spark of magic. That's what you need. You need just a moment from one of your players where all of a sudden you think, all right, we are back in this. Damage limitation this first half. Get it to 4-2 deficit. Anything more and you feel like this is over. And Nimbus are going to be celebrating yet another win here in play. Of course, you saw the block on control room, but we see a different opening strat here from Fire and Ice. Doesn't look like it necessarily. Handles does go down, but Force is there to pick up involving it. So trying to keep Handles alive, and Force has done it so well to find 2 kills. Demise also finds Toides. Boom is in their hands. 3 players from Fire and Ice go down, and that comes off an initial down in that fight. They had the numerical advantage, but they went to try and clean up the kill, and all of a sudden they're going to pay for it with their lives at the round.
At this point, you use that down to kill somebody else. You use that down to down
right?
somebody else out, or use that down to grab the boom shot. But when you go into tunnel vision for that kill, you're leaving yourself open to get crossed, to get chunked, to get baited, anything like that. And that's exactly what Nimbus did.
It just looks like desperation from Fire and Ice. It's almost as if we finally got it down. Let's make sure we clean up the kill. No, you don't have to do that in those situations, especially when you're playing around a boom. You just have to make that advantage into something a little bit different. But now, Nimbus 5-0. I mean, if you've ever seen a game that looks like cruise control, I'll tell you, this is it. Even the scoreboard, I mean, yeah, you have one guy there on 10 kills, but it's pretty much even. It just comes down to Nimbus, again, controlling these early fights and just easily walking over the trip cap.
At this point, they're playing as if they're going to cover their homes. They got 5 rounds to spare before it's even tied. They're probably going to do whatever they want. You see 4 members kind of pushing up. The Mize taken out. Handles trying to even it up before getting taken out himself. And this looks like a Fire and Ice round, or at least beginning to a round. 22-second respawns. If Fire and Ice does not win this round, I don't know what to say.
Well, Totti's still alive somewhere. It's over towards B. He's got himself a 1v1 momentarily. You see it on the minimap. Can he just delay? Well, it's pretty hard to delay when a boom shot's flying towards your face, that's for sure. As Fire and Ice will go ahead and get their first round here in map 2. Oh my, that was close. That was close. Maybe a little too close. But they still get the first round here in map 2, down 5-1 at the half. I mean, now we're talking about what would be a crazy comeback.
You got to get those little victories. You got to use those to fuel yourself round after round. You know, you just won that round. You know, you're already down. It's going to be a little bit of a different, and you get different strategies going into this one. You can try and 3 people cap home and cross the guy down. Maybe have somebody sneak somewhere. Maybe somebody go through control room. But you can't do your traditional stuff that you're doing, because when it comes down to it, you're not winning any 1v1s.
And you get to that point, to your old point there, PRs, you know, those small victories, right? You no longer look at the overall score of this one. 5-1, forget about it. Each round is its own. Just go round by round, step by step. claw your way back into this one.
Nimbus did the exact strategy I was talking about. 3 people on home, downing the guy across. They get that first round. Not even able to cap the home hill. Fire and Ice is already fighting an uphill battle in this round.
It's a small lead, but how many times we've seen games of escalation won by just that small, fragile margins when 2 players go down? Is this all of a sudden the opening in the door that Nimbus want to try and take? Might very well be, as Jeff's going to claim both home hills. D and F under their control. Trick out domination is going to come through very, very shortly. It's hold down to this fight over towards E. There are resources there for Fire and Ice, but they have to try and get there, and they're not going to be able to do so. And it feels like Nimbus are just stealing rounds from underneath Fire and Ice's nose.
That did look good for Fire and Ice there for a moment, but like I said in that beginning, you know, you gotta switch it up. I'm thinking Fire and Ice is gonna have to want to throw the trick strikes out, but it's actually Nimbus did. 3 people sit on home, cross that guy down, not able to cap hill, and if they do cap the hill, that's a chance for 2 downs instead of 1 and more kills.
It's just kind of smart from them, really, isn't it? Saying, oh, you know, you're the team that should have to try and do something a little quirky, but we're gonna do it, and we're just gonna keep that advantage. We're gonna snowball our advantage that we have, put ourselves now at match point. Bear in mind, this is Fire and Ice's last weapon placement that they would have, so you would expect to see maybe something a little big. That's what you're going to get.
I like it. It's not a typical spot. Nimbus, I bet, does not have much practice with a boom shot here. I don't think Fire and Ice does either, but, you know, what else
you're making a messy fight.
Exactly.
Right? That's what you want to see. A ton of smokes go around that area. Just really try and force that fight as much as you can, and pray to God you can win 6 rounds in a row, because that's the task that is ahead of Fire and Ice right now. But it handles his first to the party, and he's there by an absolute landmile, but doesn't matter. Involving, we'll find a pick, and Nimbus are going, hey, we're just going to trick cap you right under your nose, boys. What are you doing? Surely not. The F hill still being capped. You saw a boom just fly wildly across the map. F still going down. 2 booms fired, and Toydes is nowhere near. Nimbus say, thank you very much. We will take that win. A wonderful trick strat coming out from them. You saw it in the first round of the second half, and you get a nice glimpse of it there in the second round as well. A dominating performance from the team from Open Bracket.
Like, that was tape, and Nimbus is winning all the team fights. They're setting their numbers, so I would think the same thing. Nimbus is going to fight for it, but they didn't. They went around, went for the triple cap, and that forced Fire and Ice to find hills. So anything they wanted to do, they were no longer able to do.
I think that